What's up, guys? Miles back with another video, right? Before we get into the video, if you guys don't mind hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel, I highly appreciate it. You guys have been really supporting the shorts, so I'm gonna keep producing some shorts for you guys. But in today's video, as you see, I was reading The Selfish Gene, right? By Richard Dawkins. And I was reading through the book, and I was reading through one of the chapters, right? And it hit me like a ton of bricks on why we have a hookup culture, right? And we're gonna get to that. I'm gonna read that paragraph in a minute, right? But in today's world, traditional values, right, are shamed pretty much, right? You hear a guy that wants to get married, or you hear a woman that wants to get married, right? Either one, you don't believe them, or two, you think they're lying, right? And we can throw out all the marriage statistics to show that they fail anyway, but that's not the point, right? But the rhetoric that we hear on a daily basis, right, is that we're going to wait till we're 30 to 40 to have kids, right? We're going to get married later in life, right? And what's being uplifted is, okay, you can sleep with whoever you want to sleep with, right? But doesn't that kill the value of when marriage comes? Doesn't that kill the value of that person, right? Man and a woman, right? There's been studies on both of these things, right? Even though men are more likely, or since they have more sperm, or their sperm can populate a whole 100 women, right? Men are more likely to get away with it, right? But at the same time, there's been studies on both men and women that talk about if you're more promiscuous, you're less likely to be loyal, right? So we're getting all these sexual experiences, right, in the beginning of life, and at the end of life, we want to settle down, right? Which is not likely to happen, right? So, but people say they're tired of this hookup culture, right? But the hookup culture is the norm. Getting married and starting a family is not the norm anymore, unfortunately. In the 50s and 60s, yeah, you had 50s and 60s and back, that was the norm, right? You get married, you date a woman, you court a woman for 6 to 8 months, right? You guys don't even have sex during that period, right? Today, by the third date, you're expecting sex on both sides, right? Or sooner, right? But you hear these rhetoric, these talking points on TikTok, Instagram, all over the space, all over different platforms, even on YouTube, right? These career women, these feminist women, everything. Even the guys are full of shit sometimes, right? But when I read this chapter in this book, when I read this paragraph in the book, it really solidified why, and it gave a scientific reason why we have a hookup culture, right? So, if you hadn't picked up The Selfish Gene, it's a really good book. It's kind of boring if you're not into this type of stuff like me. It's a pretty thick book, so just giving you guys a heads up. But this is a really good paragraph, right? If the success of fast females is so great that they come to predominate in the population, things will start to change in the male camp too. So far, faithful males will have had a monopoly. But now, if a philanderer male arises in the population, a man that sleeps around with a whole bunch of women, right? That's what a philanderer is. He starts to do better than his faithful rivals. In a population where all the females are fast, the pickings for a philanderer male are rich indeed. He gets the 15 plus points if a child is successfully reared and he pays neither of the two costs. What is the lack of cost mainly means to him is that he's free to go off and mate with new females. Each of his unfortunate wives struggles with, along with the kid, paying the entire negative 20-point cost, although she does not pay anything for wasting time in courting. That just in a nutshell gave us the whole point of the hookup culture. The whole point. It clearly talks about if you have a whole population of fast females, right? Well, if there's a whole population of fast females, right? The male that wants a relationship, a long-term relationship, is no longer desired. The guy that sleeps around with the fast women is desirable in the population, right? But what's the cost and benefit to that? Every action has a reaction, right? So if there's a whole population of fast females and a whole population of guys that just wants to sleep around, right? He didn't have to have the responsibility of raising the child. Now, we have child support here. We have divorce, alimony, all this stuff, right? But that still doesn't negate the fact that you have to defend this child now. You're alone, and you got to go find somebody else to put up with that child, right? A new guy. But guess what? If all the guys are philanderers, like in this book, how are you going to find the guy that is going to raise the child and be a stepdad, or raise a child in the first place to be a father? Right? They talk this stuff not understanding the cost benefits and everything, right? They just think their side and don't think about the whole picture as a whole, right? You guys need to go back and listen to the part I just read, right? Because this part explains exactly what's going on. But that's my video. You guys have a good day, a good week. I'll be back with more content. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video, like the video, and we're out.